joint. I want to get some lube while I smoke on the joint. Think I want to take you around the world in a day. Hit you in the ride, but you ain't getting paid. If you don't really want to go that route, call up my celly, we can turn you out. If that's a problem, we can change the plan. I'ma at me later, baby, after the dance. Hit me on my hip, leave you cold with the song. Scoop you in my hoodoo, girl, it can't go wrong. When I shoot my horn, look, don't take long. Ain't nothing poppin', then I'm dropping you home. Let these poppers know that if they ain't fucking, they can go back home. Ain't got no time to run no game. Ain't let these bitches know my name. If they ain't fucking, they can go back home.
Excuse me, it seems you confuse me with a simp. My game all pimp will link me with a crimp. No dining, no shrimp, just fucking and fun you. It's my objective is coming, so you know how it's running. Like the 5-star hotel, you see me rested in. Girl, call your closest friend and your next of kin. Cause I've invested in the way it's been since I've been living. Find them, fuck them, forget them, no bullshit. And it was written that way. Yeah, baby, that's the rule. You saying you ain't playing and you really don't approve. Child fool, cause boo, I got 2 more ways. Shaking anticipation,
so I be doing.
Me ejaculate. Plus your invitations.
I be on my PA shit.
Mistaken this here for a relation. And while you hesitating, baby, don't get me wrong. But if your ass ain't
we got a PA tail.
Let these poppers know that if they ain't fucking, they can go back home.
Oh yeah, cutting.
Ain't got no time to run no game.
Player shit.
Bitches know my name.
R.I.P. the superb bird.
They can go back home.
Representing for niggas, sick and tired of these games hoes play.
Shout out to DJ DMD.
Waiting for payday. Fuck that, if I'm buying your meal tonight,
Wherever you at.
I'm busting in your grill tonight. For sure, y'all keep on acting like you're bopping. When the draws start dropping, the pussy popping indeed. Got your weed, got your food, got your drink, but can I fuck? She telling me she can't. Now ain't this some shit? Trick, trying to front on the phone, talking about nigga you fucking then go. Smoke up a zone, take you home with your pussy tight, untouched, thinking that I'ma hit tonight. Say what? You wasn't frontin' just a while ago. If I'd have known it, you'd be walking a mile ago. But since you shed the light, ain't no head tonight. Get out the car, you walking to your bed tonight.
And shout out to La Boo, man. Yeah.
If they ain't fucking, they can go
That PA shit. R.I.P. J. Will. Shout out to Sean Drake. The whole inner soul. Big Reggie Cooper, what's up? That's a throwback right there. And also shout out to Big Smoking Mitch. Happy birthday to DJ Bird. That's how we rock over here at the Trill Story. We show love, man. Might as well spend some PA shit and let them earn a royalty while I'm broadcasting. That's what Trill niggas do. Or that's what Trill niggas should. So that's what I'm doing. Cause I'm a Trill nigga. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, we finna get into it. Welcome back to the Trillcast, man. It's your boy Hezeleo, man. I got a doozy for you. You know what I mean? I got a doozy for you. But look, let me get a little bit of this liquor, because I want y'all to know I'm on my health shit. I will get results. I feel good. I ain't on no kind of energy medicine, pills, drinks, or none of that. All natural energy. All natural high. And a nigga strong in the bitch. Bottoms up. Yeah. But yeah, this one right here tonight, man. Talking about on the road to a Pimp C show, and then a ride to the jailhouse. We're going to get into it. We're going to get into it. But one of the main characters in this story is our beloved homeboy who has passed away and transcended into the afterlife. Superb Herb, one of my player partners that I've known for a long time. And I want to play another one of their records, paying tribute, you know what I mean? Superb Herb was one of the artists down with DMD when DMD had a group called Point Blank. Now they was over there cutting records way before then, but I caught on to their debut when they dropped. I think it was called All About That Bull. It was like a maxi single or something. It had a few records on it. It had a joint called All About That Bull, and then they had a joint on there called I think Beat That. It was either Beat That Kagogi and Don't Eat That Kagogi. It better been that. I don't remember. But it was cool. It was cool. And me and Herb, we always been cool because we knew mutual people and we kind of come up together. But he later became a part of the Inner Soul clique with DJ DMD. But he also had a personal relationship with Pimp and Bun, you know, way back in the day. He was a very cool guy. When he was with DMD, when they were doing the Inner Soul clique, he was in a group with Big Smoke and Mitch called the Bud Brothers. And here's one of my favorite records by the Bud Brothers. And I want to pay homage and play that. Get them boys a spin, you know what I mean? It's jamming too.
It's the B-U-B-B-O-O, about to let them boys know. Big smoking bitches and Herb got flow. Here we go once again, rip the dad in the pen. PA representing, it's the B-U-B-B-O-O, about to let them boys know.
Yeah, one time for Superb Herb.
Here we go once again, rip the dad in the pen.
Let's go.
PA representing, ain't no stopping the shine. Blind you like diamonds, rhymes, designer like Versace. Shades hard like spades, I done paid dues and seen crews, diminished and get demolished. Got too much modest, the style wasn't polished, the college, the hard times. Reaper reached my mind.
Yeah, shit, dude.
Time to mean the mud is crime, to mean the people down over poor. Got the fool like you wanna fool me. Streets top of police, it's the west and the east. You got the beat in the rap community. The players
Big
in the
smoking
South,
mix.
in unity. Love and peace, drinking weed. Plus the roads out on the highway, watch it spark when it hits the street. I serve sweets to stay on my feet, but Johnny Laws ain't the K-I-N-G. N-O-I-C-T in the bed, and ain't no telling who's next on the list. We making the system real. Well, let me pick up the rhyme at the drop of a dime. Bud Brothers about to hit the incline. Looking at my Gucci, it's about that time for me to show my naked. Cause I sure can't fake it, smoking the pine. Smoking wine, a Dawn Perry young wine. Feeling fine, still saying on the grind. Still in my prime, ripping up every time. It's time to shine. My style so sublime. See, in other places they be cheating us. Who's to blame? In some places they be peeping us. In the game, we claim the three. We aim to be two dope MCs. At any time we can bust. Whatever time, race, space, place. Got to put it down, cause my beat chase makes pace. PA got the sound of the underground. No clown, we roll around the halls. King of the yes, y'all. Champions of lyrical brawl.
That shit was so cold, nigga. Nobody was putting no shit out like that.
PA representing, it's the B-U-B-B-R-O. About to let the boys know, big smoking Trillgear.biz.
Superb Herb got soul.
Let it go once again.
Rip the pad in the pen.
PA represent.
Let it go like a
Lee Master.
Hush and take a stand. Trust no other
Lee
man.
Master, what y'all know about that,
What's
nigga?
a scheme or plan? Plus trucks and vans. You wanna see ISC? Give us 4 grand. Yes, ma'am, I'm lost. Break the boulevard. Goddamn, I'm hard. They don't understand my art.
PA, nigga.
Go in the day, Sunday. I flew to New York and rep and run prayed from it. The Bible saved from it and took my hate from it. But that's okay, dumb it. She got the days from it. Temptation stay away from it. Heaven's gate raised from it. My income come in like I spend play money. Wake up, put the cake up, shake up. Don't forget to break up and watch how much time you take up. Fake up, you gon' be Jamaica. This real life erase us. Me don't wanna see you next.
Yeah.
Now is the time. Handle this and let's bounce. My girl told me she got too many zones to count. Say no small amount. We can all see green. You just live your life and I live my dreams.
It's the B-U-E-B-R-O.
Hey man, check this out, man. Say, hey, I'm appreciating Taylor Ray that come through with the $2.99. I wasn't overlooking it, baby. I was just having a Trill moment representing for the home team. You know what I mean? R.I.P. Superb Herb. But hey, I appreciate that $2.99 soup. And then Jesus Trevino come through here and said, boink, and dropped the whole $4.99, man. It don't get no better than that. Welcome back to the Trillcast. So this is what we doing, man. Say this one dedicated to my homie Superb Herb, man. Superb Herb was a Trill motherfucking talented artist over there at DMD camp, you know what I mean? But he also was on the road with us. So boom, we got a show in North Louisiana. Yeah. Pimp got a show in North Louisiana. I'm either doing opening act or merch, or I'm doing merch. Most of the time, I was doing both. You know what I mean? I was performing and hitting the merch table. So yeah, they rented me and Superb Herb a van similar to the one that's in the thumbnail. You know what I mean? We had a soccer mom van, you know what I mean? And it was that pretty color blue right there. Yeah. So I don't remember. I think like Ed and Pimp and the crew was connecting coming down and gonna meet us in Louisiana, in North Louisiana, because wherever they were coming from, we wasn't riding together. Cause me and Herb got the rental and set out by ourselves and shit. So I think Mama didn't hit this trip. I think Mama was back at the crib, navigating, like while we in the Matrix. Her and Heather used to be, you know what I'm saying, plugging us in. Oh, y'all go to this hotel. Oh, y'all go do this. Y'all meet over here. Hey, such and such finna walk up to you. You know what I mean? It was like you was in the full-blown Matrix. But long story short, me and Superb Herb jump on the road and shit. We doing our thing. We jamming and we running it down through there talking about this and that, because we go way back. And we used to be, you know what I'm saying, in Hiroshima studio together too. You know what I mean? It was some chaotic shit going on. I might talk about that at the end of this here. But long story short, we going up the road, man. We doing our thing. Now, Pimp always wanted me and Bub to be like long distance drivers. So he would do like some old rent a car and tell a nigga to drive here or drive there, because he wanted us to build up our stamina to be long distance drivers. Because Mama told him, you know what I mean, we had took a trip to Atlanta and I wasn't cut out for it. We was trading the wheel like a motherfucker. I'd drive probably about 2 hours and I had to get a wheel up. I'd drive about an hour and I had to get a wheel up. You know what I mean? I just wasn't no long distance driver. So Mama had told Pimp that, and you know what I mean? He was like, he was challenging a nigga, pushing a nigga, testing a nigga and shit. And I appreciate it because all that whole time, I was a truck driver. Nah, check it out. So we going up the road doing our thing and shit. And I got a little worn down. And so Superb Herb was like, man, I would take the wheel, but I got warrants and my license suspended. So I'm like, well, look, you ain't got to jeopardize that. Just let me pull over to a rest area and, you know what I mean, get it in, give me probably about a 15, 20, 30 minute, whatever. Just a little laid back, a little shut eye, a little folding of the arms. Give me a little shut eye and then we'll get back on the road. He like, nah, man, let's keep moving. so we can meet Pimp and the crew. You know what I mean? So I'm like, dog, you show? He like, yeah, I drive. So I'm dog shit. I get out the motherfucking driver's seat. I'm dog shit. I go ahead and get in the passenger seat, and I go ahead and boom, hit the side, you know what I mean? It take me a little, I don't know, 15, 20, 30 minutes. And then I pop back up. When I pop back up, I see my nigga got his gangster lean on. He creeping that motherfucking van. He got that bitch, you know what I'm saying? The cruise nigga, that nigga leaned all the way back and he rolling that hoe. And so we having a good time. He turned the radio up. We jamming like a motherfucker talking. And I think he may have been going a little bit past the speed limit. See, I drive slow. I drive the speed limit or right a little bit above it or a little bit behind it. I don't be doing a whole bunch of lead footing. I'm too player, man. I ain't in no rush, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna get there when I get there, looking ass nigga. So my nigga, he doing a bit over the speed limit. I ain't tripping. We coasting a bit comfortable ass van. But next thing you know, man, we see these goddamn lights. The motherfucking siren came on, man. Say, man, hey, man, it's the police, man. It's the police. And my nigga say, damn, man, I'm going to jail. I'm thinking, man, we in Louisiana. I don't think they'll be worrying about tickets and just different shit in PA. He like, nah, I got tickets and warrants out here too. I'm like, what? He like, man, you know, we used to be on that road. I'm like, yeah, I got you. So, dog, the police came up and shit. He ran both our first name, Herb. You know what I mean? Herbert. Yeah, nigga, we was some Herbs. It was two Herbs, nigga. We were them Herberts. So the nigga ran our shit. One Herbert came back clean in the bitch. Now the other Herbert came back. It wasn't so good. You know what I mean? He asked my nigga to go on step out the car. My nigga was like, hey man, call Mama West, man, call Pimp, man, tell him what the business is, this and that. So he got my nigga at the back, you know what I mean? And I'm just sitting there chilling and shit. Next thing you know, a nigga cuffed my nigga up, man, and put my nigga in that motherfucking car, man. He came and told me, hey man, look, he got this and that. I'm gonna have to run him down to the station. Boom, boom, boom. I'm like, damn. I say, I'm gonna try to follow you, but you know, just in case, give me the station address just in case I lose you. He give me the information and shit, and he go back and get in the car and burn off. I'm trying to follow him, but you know what I'm saying, I don't want to keep no close distance on him. But the nigga led me all back off in here in some little small ass town, woods and sticks and everything, till finally we get to this little old bitty ass jail. You know what I mean? And he booked my nigga and threw my nigga off in that thing. So I called Mama and Pimp. Hey man, look, Superb had some warrants and shit, and we got pulled over, and they took him and shit. You know what I mean? So they're like, well, look, see what it's gonna take to get him out, and if you got some money on you, go ahead and get him out. Then we gonna reimburse you and shit. You know what I mean? When we get back together or whatever. But go ahead and get him out. I'm like, that's what it is. Now I did kind of think like, do he want to sit it out and we pick him up on the way back, or I wanted to know what he wanted to do. You know what I mean? And I told him what they said. So I sent a message through the jailer to tell him. He was like, hell nah, get me about this motherfucker. So I'm like, say no more. You know what I mean? So I got the information what it was going to take to get him out, and we needed a bondsman. So I was calling all the goddamn bondsmen. All of them was trying to charge a nigga way too much on the little ass bond he had. But they said call this one dude, you know. They were pretty much trying to tell me this the dude that be getting y'all boys up out of here. You know what I mean? And so I called the one dude and shit and kind of told him the situation. He gave me a good price. Told me he'll be up there as soon as possible, this and that. So went on by my business, went back outside and shit, took a nap in the car. Got back on the phone with Pimp, and I talked to Mama and I talked to Pimp. Told him, hey, look, this what it is. The bond's been on his way, this and that. We'll meet y'all as soon as we get straight. You know what I mean? So the bondsman, I called him because he had made it yet. And I went on and broke it to him. I said, look out, dog. I'm such and such with UGK Ruckus. You know what I'm saying? my partner who got arrested, you know what I mean? He Pimp C personal barber, you know. You heard of UGK? Nigga like, yeah, yeah, yeah. I say, well, that's Pimp C's personal barber, man. He need him up the road ASAP. Like, I don't know where you at. He like, man, listen, I be there as soon as I can. Like, in probably about 20, 30 more minutes. He pulled up. We took care of the business. But after we took care of the business, I signed the paperwork. It still took my nigga about damn near 3, 4 more hours for them to release him. You know what I mean? So I needed a little shut eye, but goddamn, nigga, I'm in this little country ass town getting plenty of rest in that motherfucking van. And then my nigga finally came out. So when my nigga finally came out, you know what I mean? He like, hurry up and get me out of this motherfucking town. And he jumped in the van and shit. And man, we smashed off. I don't remember what part of Louisiana we was going to, but we met up with the crew and got with Pimp them and went did the show. You know what I mean? Herb was on the road with us. He was a friend. I don't remember if he was still working on his music, but he was the barber on the road with us. You know what I mean? He would cut Pimp hair or whoever needed a cut. You know what I mean? Anybody in the crew, he'll fade anybody up, or if somebody we bumped into that we fucked with, you know what I mean, he'll pick that up too and fade them up. But yeah, I want to show some love to my nigga, R.I.P. the Superb Herb, man. We had some crazy times on the road with Pimp, and we also had some crazy times at the studio. And I'm gonna go ahead and turn y'all on to a little bit of that. You know what I mean? But let me see who off in this thing. Yeah, Jesus came with some soup. Taylor Ray came with some soup. And yeah, it is what it is, and it's gonna be what it's gonna be. So yeah, man, we at the studio, man, and big shout out to Hiroshima that was on that west side, Ricky Diamond, you know what I mean? R.I.P. to J Will and motherfucking DMD. This after DMD just kind of stopped coming to his studio. And we all off in that bitch just niggling. Yeah, Jesus. Yeah, man. Superb Herb. So we off in the studio niggling all times of the night. And it was like the studio was open to PA niggas, because all kind of PA niggas would come through, you know what I mean, west side, whatever. And we all knew each other. It was never no bullshit. It was just a bunch of player shit and creating records. But one night, we were creating records, and we had some Jay Will used to buy that 10, that gin, that Tanqueray gin, that 10. That's all he wanted to drink. Well, I got tired of drinking that shit, and I went to the store to get some 40s. Now, unfortunately, when I got to the store to get them 40s, you know, I was a little buzzed already and shit. We over there making drunk records. We over there just creating, doing whatever. So while I'm at the store, they got this lady standing outside the store, and she like, hey, pretty papa, hey, baby, this and that. And I'm like, ma'am, you all right? You know what I mean? I'm assuming the position because she a little elder in age and shit. And she like, boy, don't call me ma'am, this and that. And I'm like, I'm just trying to give you some respect. She like, boy, I'll put this pussy on you and this and that. I say, what? I'm like, nah, I'm good on that. But she come hanging all on the car and shit. You know what I mean? I'm looking at her like it is damn near close to midnight, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? So she got her wig all cocked half to the side, and she just talking that shit. Your little young ass, this and that. I say, look, man, go ahead on, cause I'm over here handling business with my partners and shit. She like, nigga, I'll take on you and your partners. I'm like, man, you tripping, ma'am. Like, ma'am, please back away from the car. Man, that lady opened up my door, dog, and just got in my car. And I'm like, please, ma'am, please remove yourself out of my vehicle. I can't even say she was attractive. Like, she was older. Looked like she had been down through there a good bit, and she had this Kool-Aid looking wig on, and it was bitch was cocked ace deuce, you know what I mean? And she was dressed up for the night. She had on like an orange shirt and some white pants and them old ugly ass shoes girls be wearing look like junior high motherfucking white strap shoes with the heel out, some bullshit. So I said, finally, fuck it. You wanna hang with a nigga? You know what I mean? I'm tripping. I said, come on. I take her to the studio. You know what I mean? Why? I don't know. Okay? I never said I was perfect. I never said I didn't fuck lot lizards. No. So boom, I bring her to the studio and niggas like, man, what's up? Boom, boom, boom. I say, man, listen, I got this bitch. She say she wanna get down. Them niggas faint. I ain't saying nobody name. I ain't gonna disinfect nobody. But them niggas fangs came out. Them niggas say, what's she at? I say, okay, boom. I bring the bitch in there. Them niggas like, man, you tripping. You know, a good bit of niggas was like, man, you tripping. But a good bit of niggas was telling my man, I'm gonna knock that old bitch down. So long story short, we went off and then had a few, 10s and 40s, and I took her in the restroom and knocked the socks loose and got some of that motherfucking elderly lady head out of. Hey man, I don't give a fuck. I got some of that Castle Gray skull out of her old motherfucking ass, and I say, look, you still going? She like, yeah, send another one. You know what I mean? So long story short, boys run through this and that, and then at the end of the night,
power off.
At the end of the night, she had a couple of accidents in the restroom, but that's a little too graphic. I ain't even gonna go down through that because I see we got one lady off in here, so I ain't even gonna get off into all that. But just know, she did the number one and the number two and fucked them white pants all up and was in the goddamn restroom, looked like she was in between the goddamn toilet and the sink. And them niggas elected me to go in there and help her. I went from being her fuck buddy to being her home help care nurse. Yeah, nigga, it used to be some bullshit going on at the studio. And I'm sorry, I ain't said nobody's name, so you niggas can't get mad at me. But yeah, nigga, it used to be some records being cut and a whole bunch of other bullshit going on, you know what I mean? And that night right there, man, was straight up some motherfucking bullshit, nigga. The night damn near ended to where a nigga had to put that old bitch in the shower. Nigga had to put that old bitch in the shower, throw her pants and her drawers in the shower with her and told her to wash them hoes. And when she got out that motherfucker, I dried that bitch off. That bitch looked like a little hound dog. I dried her bitch ass off, you know what I mean? And I let her chill for a minute and shit. After a while, nigga like, get out of here. And she put them goddamn wet, funky ass clothes back on. And I dropped the ass right back by the stove, man. Hey man, listen, it ain't gonna always be pretty when I come here, man. But one thing about it, it's gonna be the bona fide motherfucking truth. It's just some PA shit, baby. That's how I go down. Hey, but that's what it is, man. That's the brick in the wall, man. That's how we was on the road to the Pimp C show and wind up, you know what I'm saying, catching a ride to the jailhouse. And that last piece, just act like you never heard it. You know what I mean? But niggas can't sit up here and act like they ain't never did no shit like that. Each one of you niggas done did some shit like that, nigga. Let me see who in here acting like. Let me see who in here acting like they ain't did no shit like that. Yeah, that nigga. Yeah, that nigga. James Wilson done done some shit like that before. Yeah, that nigga Jesus Trevino done some shit like that before. B. Smith, hey, B. Smith said straight up, he telling you straight business. Yeah, nigga. Little Rock, yo, yeah, nigga, I know you done some shit like that before. Lightyear, yeah, Lightyear done some shit like that before. We all are guilty. We all are guilty of one time or another making love to a crackhead. Nigga, I used to date a crackhead, nigga. You know what I mean? I used to date a crackhead, man. It was unofficial though. Like I never said we was dating, but she just used to, you know what I mean? She used to show up like one of my chicks and shit. And I was wondering like, you trying to smoke or something? She like, nah, I just like being around you. And I'm like, well shit, you know what I mean? Like, you a crackhead, baby. You know what I mean? She like, I'm trying to kick it, you know what I mean? And when I'm around you, I feel different. You know what I mean? I feel like I don't need it. And I say, you know what? That show will make a Trill motherfucker feel good. And before I know it, man, we was having square dates and shit. Like, uh, me and my partner knocking it out. Nah, that ain't no square date. We just have a little drink, little beer and wine, you know what I mean? Smoke a little tweeds or whatever, and you know, run on down through there, and then she couldn't spend a night though. I couldn't let no crackhead spend a night, you know what I mean? And then she'll fuck around and boot and scoot and get lost, and I wouldn't see her for another 2, 3, 4 days, and then she'll just appear. I believe I started to have feelings for her. But I came to my senses. I said, ma'am, I am a hustler, and you are a dope fiend. We can no longer engage in these activities. But it hurt my heart. It hurt my heart. Because when she walked away, I had feelings for her. And I often wondered, what became of her? Did she smoke her ankles off? Did she wind up kicking it? Because guess what? She was actually pretty. You know what I mean? She was actually pretty. She was an older, you know what I mean, white lady, you know what I mean? Had pretty hair and shit. But it's just she had got hooked on that shit. And she didn't take care of herself no more the way she used to. Now don't get me wrong. I wasn't about to polish her up and try to turn a crack hoe into a housewife. But I did see her, other than the t-shirt she used to wear. I imagined her being in a negligee, being in the kitchen. Nah, that's turning a crackhead into a housewife. Nah, but I seen she had some attributes. Like if she wasn't addicted to that shit, she was a little star. She had a big old ass nose though, big old ass Italian looking ass nose, pretty brown eye, some long ass hair and shit. She was all right, but she was addicted. You know what I mean? That was a terrible thing that happened to our communities in the early 80s. You know what I mean? It turned a lot of households upside down, man. You know what I mean? It turned a lot of people into into fiends. Productive people were turned into straight up fiends. Middle class people was rocked and rolled, man. Let me see. That's how I be in the hood. I done seen the back. Oh man, say man, listen. I'm gonna tell y'all the timeline. They come from the prominent neighborhood. They party with somebody, and somebody slipped that crack on them, because girls just want to have fun. Now they don't know they've been bitten by a vampire. All they know is last night we partied like never before. But that next day, she have this yearning. Her fangs start to grow. She fiending for some blood. She don't even want food no more. She can't even hear her husband no more. She want that blood in her mouth. She want that crack. She can't tell her husband that she been over there smoking crack. So she got to make up a lie and go back to where she once was and get served again. So over time, them lies starting to kind of stick out like a can of busted biscuits. And her husband like, honey, what are you doing? Why haven't you brushed your teeth? Why are your clothes dingy? Oh, I'm going to hang out with Cindy and them. You know what I'm saying? Eyes bucked out big, and her husband telling her straight up, you lying, bitch. You ain't going to hang out with no motherfucking Cindy and them. What the fuck is up? And then she like, you promise you ain't going to, you know what I mean, look down on me or kick me out or treat me like trash? He'd be like, I love you, honey. It was to death do us part. Well, I found this new drug. It really makes me feel better than anything ever before in life. And he like, what is it? She said, it's called crack. I heard of that. Honey, you should try it. We could do it together. Okay, hon, only once. So she take him to where it said, and they go get something. And they go back home, and they blip the blam. Now they partners in crime. They partners in grime. They run out of money. Appliances get to disappearing. They run out of appliances. Let's rent our car. You know what I mean? They done spent savings. They done borrowed. They done did everything. So what is there left? She still look all right. You know what I mean? So you know what happens next. She hit that street to supply both they habit. She out there, you know what I mean, giving could go get whomever who can give them something to smoke. And then eventually she leaves him and she just attached all the way to the streets. And she smokes her way either to rehab or to jail or death. That's the timeline of that vicious ass cycle that took place in our communities in the early 80s. That's just some of the visual of it. It locked a whole lot of our brothers away and gave them records, you know what I mean, that made them habitual criminals to where they probably have been back and forward to the system. It was a dirty motherfucker, man. And I'm glad a lot of y'all who come check me out, y'all heard about it. Some of us witnessed it and lived in it, but some of y'all don't have a clue. You just hear about that era in rap songs. Don't feel like you missed out on something, because the only thing you missed out on is a motherfucking horror story. I had family members that was addicted, close family members, a sibling. and it wasn't no pretty sight. But yeah, it is what it is, man. Say, man, I'm gonna go and get out of here. 40 minutes look good to me. Let me see. And a lot of them run the music industry as well. Damn, they got some crackheads in the music industry. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. Appreciate y'all for coming out, man. All in all, it's just another brick in the wall. R.I.P. to the Pimp and Mama West. Superb Herb, Vicious, I repeat. Y'all stay up. It's your boy, Hezeleo. What it is, Zay? Yeah, you know where it came from. You know where it came from. Long live the Pimp and Mama West. Free young Pimp, man. I'm out. It's the Trillgear.biz, baby.